Hello there, everybody. This is Cholera with Rise for Game 5 of Samsung Khan versus MBC Hero. It's going to be Hyun versus Great, two Zerg players, of course, and we're seeing these two players because it is Battle Royale, of course, the map that everyone's got to put a Zerg in. Evidently, Samsung Khan has allowed this series to get to Game 5. I'm actually kind of surprised, given the just the name recognition of their lineup and the relative lack of name recognition of the Hyuns and pieces on theirs. I mean, are you a little surprised at this also?
Well, I gotta be honest. I haven't been following Samsung Khan that closely lately, but I have noticed that they've been losing more and more, which is extremely surprising considering the caliber of players and the average caliber of players. But there is another part to that. Their players are getting older as well, and maybe, just maybe, the younger crowd from other teams are starting to become up and coming. They're starting to have played with these older players for enough time, enough games where they're just getting to that level themselves, and maybe that's what we're seeing from the other teams, and it's not so much Samsung Khan, although arguably, MBC Game has older players too, and well, maybe not, because they're older players like C is one of the players who lost the game, so I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. Anyway, we got Hyun in the green position, not the green position, the green color in the top left position, and there we see Great at the bottom right. This map is ridiculously Zerg favored, so it's definitely Raid Assault 2 with a different map layout, different tile set, because really you're rarely going to see any other players, any other races put down. We have seen a couple of Terrans, but it's always against the Zerg players, so I don't think we'll see any teams actually put out anything other than Zerg until Battle Royale 2 comes out, which has spread the main bases a little bit further apart, and they actually made the assimilators, that the Troy-like assimilators, rebuildable. I was just reading this on Team Liquid. I don't know how true the statements I just made are, but in general, if that's the case, Battle Royale 2 would be a lot more Protoss favored for a bunch of reasons that you'll have to go to TL to check that out. Anyway, Firebat Hero, look at him. They're showing him in a close-up, not looking too distraught from his loss. I gotta say, Firebat Hero would be a cool guy to have a drink with, because I imagine he's just always ridiculous. But I want to play foosball against him, and I never play foosball. I think it would be fun. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think that would be. Yeah, probably a little bit of nose candy involved in there too. But I totally agree though. He'd be a fun guy to chill with. We've got ourselves looks like a gas first, followed by pool for Hyun, and we've got ourselves a pool followed by gas for Great here. So I don't know who that favors. I think it's just so close. It doesn't necessarily matter, because I think both of these players, well, actually, you know what? I think only Great got his Overlord first, whereas we saw, I think, a 9 gas, 9 pool, and then we're going to see the second Overlord pop just about now for Hyun. And look at Great. Look at Great. He's being all annoying.
That's great.
Everyone loves doing that. Yeah, that's great. That's absolutely great. Look at him. He's trying to be cool too. Is he gonna be cool? Yeah, he's gonna be cool. Yeah, he's gonna do that Overlord spinning trick. Everyone wants to be cool. Both players just thumbing their noses at each other. Hyun's gonna have a slightly earlier lair, as you can see, and we'll see what his opponent has to say about that. Looks like he expanded is what he did. So we're going to see a fast one-base build most likely here, really starting off as a one-base for Hyun. But no, Hyun actually going to expand also. So, I mean, I think the reason why both of them are expanding is because obviously they can destroy their assimilators, as we're going to see now.
Yeah, so the only difference is going to be the exact timing that the air comes out. So although the quicker lair will get air out a little bit quicker, by the time that second hatchery goes up, he should be in pretty good shape. Although, actually,
no, he went gas first.
He just got his lair. Oh,
yeah,
man,
he went speed
just
first.
got his lair down now. So this is going to be some interesting developments, actually, and we'll have to see how it pans out. It looks like he's actually not going to be able to do much of anything because one of the assimilators are pretty much broken already. So he's going to take down that neutral building from the middle of the map, but he's only got 6 lings, so it's going to take him forever to take both that down and then the temple behind the base of Hyun. So I mean, really, I don't see the benefit in that. I have yet to see that pay off, and it looks like he has made a few more lings to try to speed up that process. But it's like a 5,000 hit point temple, and oh, first he's going to see if he can go in. Oh, he's going to block out those Zerglings first, and after he does that, then and only then he's going to finish taking out that neutral building and then head around the back if he can. But he already gave up his hand. He already showed how many lings he had. That's retarded. Why would he do that? He just showed that he's got like 10 lings to try to take out the base of Hyun. So Hyun already has plenty of lings of his own. I mean, normally in this map you see players only make, I don't know, 4 to 6 lings, enough to take out those assimilators, and he's not going to gain anything by this. He's got the much later Spire, so he's most definitely going to throw up some Scourges first, and I just don't see the look. I mean, he's already completely prepared for this. I don't see this benefiting him in any way.
Yeah, I mean, especially because he went for the gas first, that slowed down his Spire, and what did the speed do, you know? I meant speed first. With his first 100 gas, he went speed, but the speed hasn't done anything for him, unfortunately, and I gotta agree with you. I mean, so he sealed Hyun in, so he doesn't have to worry about Hyun counterattacking him. That's the reason why he killed both those simulators, to take out that worry. But is he going to be able to do anything? The temple's just about to go down. There's the Xel'Naga temple. Let's see how their respective Ling micro is. But looking at the numbers, Hyun actually has a slight superiority in numbers, I gotta say. So this is going to be tough here for By Great, and I certainly hope that Samsung Khan hasn't thrown away a series that I would certainly favor them to win in general. But oh, look at this! We've gotten ourselves Spore Colonies about to go up, and a second Extractor there for Great. So Great could hold off the initial Mutalisks pretty easily, but we'll see how far that puts him behind, though, in the rest of the game.
You know what they say about Great's fans, right? They're great! All right, that was stupid. I'm out of puns for the day, so I'm just going to go back to regular commentating. Anyway, it looks like Scourge are already out for Hyun. He's got a couple of them floating around, and you're right, we see the spores out at the bases for Hades. Sorry, Great. I call him Hades occasionally because he also goes by Hades, I think. So it kind of messes me up. But I don't think this. I don't know why he went for spores, to be honest, because I didn't think that he was that far behind in terms of air. Like, I thought he would just throw out some more Scourges first and then call it, you know, he'd be a little bit later. And look at that. Oh, Zerg Mineral Hack right there. I don't know what he canceled. He must have saw the Scourges and canceled the Muta at the last second to avoid losing them, which certainly is a better decision to make. And not really going to affect him either way. He'll lose a couple of minerals, a couple of gas, but really not going to matter. Now we see Muta out for Great as well. So Great, again, I mean, the Spore Colonies, they're kind of a waste for him at this point. He spent the 2 drones, then the 75 minerals for each creep colony, and then the 50 minerals for each Spore colony. So, I mean, that was a pretty significant investment for something that I don't think he's going to use. And he's behind on ground units as well. I think he would have been better off with a Sunken, to be honest, because of all the lings that are outside of Hyun's base. Although, it looks like he's going to be the first to go in for an attack. And, oh, landed a Scourge! Nice little kamikaze there at the end, completely fooling Hyun and getting a couple of pot shots off on the line of Zerglings as well. So maybe he's not in a bad position after all, assuming that he can pull something off.
Well, I think he's going to just rely on his better control here. I gotta say, I was impressed by Great's control in Game 1. Of course, Peace was not as difficult of his opponent as Hyun is. I don't think he has much to worry about Lings, actually, because I think he destroyed his own assimilators also. So basically, both players are going to have to win this by the air. Really, I mean, the fact of the matter is actually Hyun is the one more in danger because his temple defenses have been destroyed. Anyway, though, it might not matter if this air battle goes Hyun's way. Hyun chasing Great away here. Great trying to micro against all those Scourge. I don't know who's ahead, but it does seem like Great is the one now chasing Hyun. So Great's managed to pick off a couple of Lings. Hyun's managed to pick off a couple of Mutalisks. And is that +1 we see? I think that was +1 for one of the players. Or perhaps not. Actually, the resolution on this is not very high for me. That is +1, by the way, for Hyun. Yeah, +1 Carapace for Hyun. And is it +1 Carapace for Great also?
No,
No. Okay,
no,
well,
he's
go
got
ahead.
0. And it
Ouch.
looks like, I mean, Hyun is going in for the attack at this point. And look at that. He's just going to focus on the spore count. He's got a ton of Scourge. And, I mean, really great. I mean, oh, wow. But he
Wow.
fights him off pretty easily. So great. Maybe not in as bad a position as I was about to make him out to seem like. And a lot of Scourge out, though, for Hyun. So Hyun going to be more superior in out-of-base experiences when it comes to Great leaving his base, just because of the amount of Scourge is going to be running away from them constantly. But those 2 spore colonies, they're already playing a factor in this game, and I don't know if it is adding life to Great or not, but it looks like it's just being a lot more difficult for one drone being taken out in transit. It's a lot more difficult for Hyun to end this, so he's gonna have to do something a little bit more, but he's still got a very nice Ling defense. He's still, I think, air superior. But Great, at the same time, there's nothing saying that he can't catch up. But again, that +1 carapace is definitely going to play a large role in this going forward if we don't see upgrades coming from Great.
Yeah, I know. It has to do with, whether he started them early enough, or whether he thought he needed the extra resources for more immediate needs. But anyway, it looks like Great's going to go right in here. That was a kind of a mistake, I think. I don't know if he has air superiority here. He lost a lot of Scourge for nothing, and now he's taking a lot of hits against his Mutalisk. I don't know what is up with Great between games 1 and 5. Did he sit down and hang out with Frozien or something? I have no idea what happened. But Great. I mean, I know he played Peace, but he was playing better. He was playing better. What do you do? Hang out and smoke with, Frozien in the bathroom or something? I don't know, because, oh my god, look at that! Hyun is killing the Spore Colony. Oh, and this is going to be game really soon for Great. I can't believe this. Great is such a promising Zerg player, and especially in ZVZ, so I'm very impressed by Hyun. Yeah.
I was definitely expecting Great. I don't know why. I thought Great that just had the advantage going into this in terms of his EVZ, but Hyun is really proving himself, to me anyway, in this match and in his last match, because he's being a smart, aggressive player. He's not going in when he doesn't need to. And GG coming from Great.
Hyun's
So Samson Khan just lost his match. I mean, look at Great. He's a little bit in disbelief too, I think. I think he's surprised that he lost his match, but I think he made a couple of critical mistakes. I don't know if the Ling move was very smart at all. Actually, I know it wasn't. And look at that. Hyun high-fiving with power behind them. I mean, doing a very good job of high-fiving his team, I guess. And Great kind of just sitting back, probably watching a replay right now, going, where the hell did I go wrong? So congrats to MBC and to Hyun in particular, who carried his team to a victory right there.
Yeah, I gotta say, I mean, game 2, of course, we saw the other win against the great Jangbi, but that was a very fast kind of a surprise tech switch. These last 2 games, I mean, Hyun has played very, very well, and in theory at least, beaten a superior series of players. Although certainly it remains to be seen what kind of shape Firebat Hero is in nowadays, and of course, Great is also just a new player. Also, perhaps we give him a little too much credit, but my theory is more that I think he made a couple of bad errors in that last game, strategic errors, and also possibly he hung out with Frozien in between games 1 and 5, which, as you know, makes everybody stupid. For example, he is the only person in the entire arena covering his head with anything. So why are you wearing that hat? I have no idea, but you're Frozien, so if you're Frozien, you try to gain attention to yourself by doing things other people don't do, because you can't do it in playing StarCraft. Because you can't play StarCraft, because they won't even let you play StarCraft anymore. So he wears a silly hat. Anyway, my Frozien...
He's Frozien, what do you expect?
Yeah. He's going to go spray champagne in your face when you win, just so he can get, a microsecond of attention for himself. But anyway, it was a good series overall. Surprising conclusion, I'd say, right?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I didn't really, I don't know. I guess after I saw Jangbi lose, they definitely had a good chance to win it, and they did. They played smart, and Hyun in particular played very smart, and he was able to pull one out for his team. I just wanted to mention that, man, if you find out that Frozien is like a cancer patient, you're gonna be so upset at yourself for making fun of him. Although I don't know what's more wrong, me saying that or you just making fun of him for having a beanie on his whatever. GG.
GG.